Who's that Pokémon?
That is Pikachu.
No, you dumb f***. This is a new Pokemon that just came out called Subscribe to my channel Melion. It's actually a new Gen 9 release that just came out. Not many people know about it yet. It's pretty exclusive.
Oh, I should have known. And you know what? By golly gosh, that Pokemon looks really cool. You should definitely do what its name says. Starter Pokemon. These are the Pokemon that every trainer begins their journey with. Before you set off into the big wide world of Pokemon, you have a choice to make. What starter Pokemon will you choose? And yeah, it's a pretty important decision to make because I don't know about you guys, but when I play Pokemon, and even more so when I played Pokemon when I was a lot younger, the starter Pokemon would be the core Pokemon on my team. But just because they're starter Pokemon doesn't give them a free pass. So in today's video, we are going to take a look at every single starter Pokemon and place them into one of three categories. They will either go into the good, the bad, or the ugly. And the purpose of this video is essentially just to weed out all of the ugly, degenerate starter Pokemon so that we can laugh and make fun of them. And I fully intend to make this video as controversial as possible so I can annoy as many people as possible, because I know a lot of people hold some pretty strong opinions about their favorite starter Pokemon. Anyways, let's get into it. Bulbasaur, the seed Pokemon. Overall, I mean, Bulbasaur's okay. However, it's just a little bit of a derp. It's just got this cheeky grin and facial expression that I simply cannot trust. And the fact that Bulbasaur goes by the seed Pokemon is just not really doing it any favors either. Like, why would I want to have this seed Pokemon on my team, you know? So for that reason, Bulbasaur is going in the bad. Charmander, the lizard Pokemon. Charmander is a pretty cool dude. He's an orange lizard with a flame on its tail. Charmander goes by a cooler street name, coining itself as the lizard Pokemon, which is pretty cool. I mean, he's part of the lizard gang. What more do I need to say? And actually, looking at its height here, it's actually smaller than Bulbasaur, so that's a bit embarrassing for Charmander, but that's probably the only negative thing about it. So Charmander is going in the good. Squirtle, the tiny turtle Pokemon. Now, I like Squirtle, don't get me wrong. However, my guy, why are you going by the tiny turtle Pokemon? Do you honestly think that's going to give you any favor in this video? We are ranking the starter Pokemon, and you've decided to go out there and call yourself the tiny turtle Pokemon. Absolutely f***ing ridiculous. And to make things worse, the name is not a lie. Squirtle is a short f***er. Standing at just 1 foot 8 inches tall, this guy is for sure a tiny turtle. But despite that, I like Squirtle. I really do. So Squirtle is going in the good. Pikachu, the mouse Pokemon. Pikachu is the face of Pokemon, and yeah, you really can't get away from Pikachu. It was a starter Pokemon in Pokemon Yellow, so whilst not really being a traditional starter, Pikachu does make it into this video. And yeah, like, Pikachu's pretty cool. There's no doubt about it. It's going in the good, even though it is only 1 foot 4 inches. Small f***er. Chikorita, the leaf Pokemon. Chikorita is one tall f***er. Standing at 2 foot 11 inches, it is the tallest of all the starter Pokemon we've seen so far. So whilst Chikorita may appear to be a little bit more on the cuter side, you're wrong. It's a big f***. But it's just a green bean with legs and a leaf on its head. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not the biggest fan of beans. I mean, they're okay, but they're definitely not something I would just get out of the cupboard and eat. And that translates pretty well into my opinion on Chikorita. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I'm definitely not going to be choosing it over the other Gen 2 starters. So for that reason, Chikorita is going in the bad. Cyndaquil, the fire mouse Pokemon. Now, I warned you guys, this video is gonna be controversial, and I hate Cyndaquil. I don't know what it is about it. It's just got a long nose, those small tubby little hands just look stupid, and why is its eye always closed? Can someone please explain that? Why is Cyndaquil always closing its eyes? I don't like that. I don't trust it. And on top of all that, it's only 1 foot and 8 inches tall, so it's tiny. Absolutely minuscule. So for that reason, Cyndaquil is going in the ugly, where it belongs. Totodile, the big jaw Pokemon. Now this is a macho Pokemon. Totodile's talking some big game here. And I'll tell you what, he backs it up. Totodile is 2 foot tall, towering over Cyndaquil. When a Cyndaquil goes next to a Totodile, it is just shaking in its boots because it's so scared of that big jaw towering over it. So for that reason, Totodile is going in the good. Trico, the wood gecko Pokemon. Why is he just holding his arms up like that? Can someone please explain? And Trico's just giving off this really seductive look in this artwork. Like, I don't know, I'm getting very suspicious of Trico right now. I don't really know what its intentions are, and I will admit that my trust for it is at an all-time low. And on top of all of that, Trico has got a weird nose. So for those reasons, Trico is going in the bad. Torchic, the chick Pokemon. Torchic's okay. I mean, it's just a red chicken, right? What harm could it cause? It's only 1 foot 4 inches tall, but I don't know. I feel like Torchic gets a pass on that. Torchic's got a pretty cool beak. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Sorry about that. Torchic's going in the good. Mudkip, the mud fish Pokemon. To be honest with you guys, there doesn't look like there's a lot going through Mudkip's head. And hey, that's okay, you know, not everyone has to be the smartest of the bunch. But yeah, there's not too much going on up there, is there, Mudkip? You know, I think the problem with Mudkip is that it doesn't have any eyebrows. It's just so expressionless. Like, give it some brows, and then maybe it goes in the good, but, you know, I can't be given a browless mudfish Pokemon any points here, so it is going in the bad. Turtwig, the tiny leaf Pokemon. So let me get this straight. Chikorita is known as the leaf Pokemon, and then Turtwig decides to come out here and call itself the tiny leaf Pokemon? Like, bro, if I was making a The Good, the Bad, the Ugly episode on the biggest simp Pokemon out there, Turtwig would probably be an instant lock into the good. But unfortunately, that's not the video I'm making here, alright? So for all of those reasons, it's going in the ugly. Chimchar, the chimp Pokemon. I don't know, guys. Chimchar's got some really big ears, and it's also got massive eyes. And I don't know if Chimchar, like, went to the gym and has a really sore back after a workout or something, but why is its hand just resting on its back like that? Actually, now that I'm looking at it, this Chimchar's left hand is kind of inside of its flame right there, so maybe its hand's cold, and it's just trying to warm it up. And for that reason, it's going in the good. Piplup, the penguin Pokemon. Alright, let me just quickly put it... Oops, I slipped. It was meant to go in the good, but accidentally dropped it off in the ugly there. And unfortunately, once a Pokemon gets given a category, it is irreversible. So I'm sorry about that, Piplup, but you're going in the ugly. You ugly f***. Snivy, or Snivy, I'm not really sure how you say its name, that's how irrelevant it is. The grass snake Pokemon, what am I looking at here? I mean, why are its arms so small in proportion to its body? It's got like little twig arms, it just looks silly, it looks goofy, and then on top of all of that, it's got the most smug face. Like, why are you looking at me like that? Just like with a lot of Pokemon on this list, I just don't trust it. But I will give Snivy the fact that it is sitting at 2 foot tall. That's one big f***er. So for that reason, Snivy is going in the good. Tepig, the fire pig Pokemon. Ugh. God, what's going on here? Why does its tail look like that? I don't know about you guys, but I really don't trust red balls. especially when they're on someone's tail. It gives off bad vibes. And since it's so inexplainable that there'll be a red ball on its tail, I just feel like Tepig's hiding something from me. And look, we could sit here and speculate all day as to what that may be, but the truth is, I just simply don't know. So for that reason, it's going in the bad. Oshawott, the sea otter Pokemon. When I look at this thing, I just get a shiver running down my back because it looks so ghastly. Why has it got a shell just plastered on its body like that? And why is it so damn pale? And why does it have a Malteser on its face? And why are its arms just sticking out like that? And why does it look like it's wearing a blue plastic bag as a little dress? There's so many questions I have when I look at Oshawott. It claims to be the sea otter Pokemon, but it's just a massive piece of garbage in my opinion. So it is going in the ugly. That's right, Oshawott fans. Deal with it. Chespin, the spiny nut Pokemon. Now this is a Pokemon I can get around. Chespin just looks like a cool dude. Unfortunately he's a little bit short, but I can look past that. He goes by the spiny nut Pokemon, like come on guys, that's pretty cool. And in all honesty, I just really love the design of Chespin. I think it looks great. So without a doubt, Chespin is going in the good. Fennekin, the fox Pokemon. Whoa, whoops. Oh man, accidentally put Fennekin in the bad category. Damn it. Froakie, the bubble frog Pokemon. I kind of like that Froakie's just eternally squatting and doing a little dab with its left hand. I think it's a pretty cool look. And I don't know about you guys, but the white mane it has, I don't really know what you'd call that. It's definitely not a mane. It's not a lion. Whatever that is, it kind of looks like it has a white mullet. And that's pretty awesome in my opinion. You know, we've got a bubble frog here, dropping the squat, doing a dab with a white mullet. So for that reason, Froakie is going in the good. Rowlet, the grass quill Pokemon. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of bow ties to begin with, and I'm certainly not a big fan of a bow tie that's made out of leaves. Rowlet is trying to look classy here, but it's failing. I think it looks stupid. And on top of that, Rowlet is so round that if I saw one of these things in the wild, I would probably kick it. I'm just being honest, guys. Rowlet just has the perfect shape to just really load up a massive kick on and to just punt it like 50 meters away. And look, when you combine all of those things with the fact that Rowlet is only 1 foot tall, it's starting to look pretty grim here. So Rowlet is going in the ugly. Litten, the fire cat Pokemon. Not too much to say about Litten. I quite like the red stripes on its legs. It's got a pretty menacing look about it, and I think the overall design is really cool. So Litten is just straight up going in the good. Popplio, the sea lion Pokemon. Now, guys, I don't know if you remember what I said about Tepig and the red ball on its tail, but the only thing that is worse than a red ball on a tail is a pink ball on a nose. Alright? That's something my dad taught me at a very young age, and it's something I've lived by my entire life. So, Popplio is going straight into the ugly. No questions asked. Grookey, the chimp Pokemon? Whoa, hold up. Chimchar's the chimp Pokemon. What is going on here? I didn't realize you could have 2 chimp Pokemon. I guess Grookey is the new model and has kind of come in to replace Chimchar as the premier chimp Pokemon. And I think that fact alone is extremely badass. I don't care if it's got a weird nose and weird ears and a weird little stick going through its head. Those factors do not matter when you consider the fact that Grookey has just rolled up in here claiming to be the chimp Pokemon and not giving a single fuck about Chimchar. So Grookey is going in the good. Scorbunny, the rabbit Pokemon. I'm gonna be honest here, guys. Scorbunny is an absolute loser. It looks like Scorbunny just got into a fight and really came out for worse because it seems to have a massive band-aid on its head and also an additional band-aid on the underside of its left foot. And look, there's hundreds of Pokemon out there and I don't think there's any other Pokemon that has 2 band-aids on it, so that's some pretty poor form here from Scorbunny, so it is going in the ugly. Sobble, the water lizard Pokemon. Oh my god, what did they do with this thing? It kind of looks like Sobble is extremely high right now. Like, I don't know what it took before this photo was taken, but it must have been amazing because, in all honesty, Sobble just looks like it's on another planet right now. And it just does not give a f***. Unfortunately, Sobble is only 1 foot tall, so it's a tiny, tiny little water lizard. And for that reason, it's going in the bad. Sprigatito, the grass cat Pokemon. Now, I have no idea if the way I just said this thing's name is correct or not. Absolutely no clue. But nonetheless, I think Sprigatito looks pretty cool. It looks so happy and I kind of like the pink eyes it has. It contrasts really nicely with the green on its body. On the downside though, it's only 1 foot 4 inches tall, so it's got some positive aspects and some negative aspects. But I think overall, the positives definitely outweigh the negatives. So Sprigatito is going in the good. Fuecoco, the fire croc Pokemon. Whoops. Didn't mean to put you there, buddy. Sorry about that. But you know the rules are the rules, so you gotta stay there now, buddy. Quaxly, the duckling Pokemon. Alright, now overall Quaxly's an alright Pokemon. However, what on earth is going on with this thing's haircut? It's just got a massive blue mop on its head, and what's even worse is it looks like Quaxly has deliberately styled its hair to appear like this. There is no doubt that there is some massive amounts of hair product in that thing's hair right now, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not a fan of it at all. Quaxly, if you got a haircut, man, you would probably be a lot higher on this list, but unfortunately, you're going in the ugly. Eevee, the evolution Pokemon. I can't believe Eevee is a starter Pokemon. I completely forgot that you can pick Eevee in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, so let's just make this quick. Eevee's a pretty damn cute Pokemon. It's so cute that I actually don't really care about its height at all. Eevee is going in the good. So with that is every starter Pokemon ranked into the good, the bad, and the ugly. And obviously this wasn't the most serious video in the world. Just thought I'd have a little bit of fun with it. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.